Radio, it became very obvious within the first year that radio was the right stream for me. I'm a musician at heart, and that's what kind of brought me back to go to school and take radio and television arts.
I enjoyed when we used to have to do our mini radio shows. We would all be assigned a mini radio show, but we'd have a half hour or an hour that we would be responsible for hosting, and we'd have to put our script in our program, you know, our pre-planning.
They threw a lot of work at us, and they offered us every opportunity to excel. So I hold that pretty close to myself and always try to keep that frame of mind when I'm working. You know, if I want to get better, it's in my own hands.
When it comes to a favorite part of the program, I'd probably say the opportunities it's allowed us outside of school, whether that's been through the connection of our faculty or just through people that we've met at the school here, guest speakers, things like that. We've been able to get in touch with different stations, do internships. The great thing about this course is that balance that you get from the school side and then the actual job. You get to go out and kind of see things in the workplace.
Make the connections in any regard that you can, even before you're in the program. Getting out there and meeting people, because the radio and television and journalism community is so, for lack of a better term, so incestuous, and everybody knows each other. So making those connections really, really help.
I was always told growing up that find something you like and then find a way to get paid for it. And I love music, love doing, you know, different things every day. And with radio, it's completely different every day. It's always a new challenge every day. So I figured might as well get paid for that and have some fun.
Wanted to get paid for talking. My mom said I never would.
I don't know, it's just kind of taught me a lot about being on air, a lot about being comfortable, be yourself. The hiring rate's amazing coming out of this program, around 90%. You're gonna learn so much more than you actually expected to when you were coming in.
What if I learned most? I learned a lot about putting my best foot forward, and marketing myself maybe is the word.
The program definitely helped me to learn how to be myself.
I thought I could never work as a co-host. Being alone in that little studio and doing an actual radio show, you were in this like a little closet, right?
The things that you thought were awful at the moments, like the really late nights and the like, oh my God, I'm never going to make it out of here, and I have to edit this thing one more time. And the things that you thought were just so gruesome at the time turned out to be my favorites, because you look back on them and you're like, that was so much fun.
Never say no. Like, if somebody says, can you do this? Absolutely. If you can't, find a way to do it. You know, find somebody who can do it, just do it. If you want to work hard, if you want to learn lots, and if you want to build your way up through your career, I recommend it.
Make sure you give proper attention to every single course.
You find your own work ethic there for sure. You find out what you need to work on and what you really excel at, and I think that gets you set for a work ethic in the real world.
So coming into the RTA program, when I first came in, I was kind of intimidated because I didn't know what the other people had in their background for skills and professionalism.
If you are interested in this industry at all, this is definitely the program you want to be in, because you get to learn a little bit about everything in your first year. You're doing radio, you're doing production things, you're doing journalism things.
My favorite part of the program is when we tackle big events, when we do big productions, all of the people come together and we build from nothing. We build this great event for people, and everybody has a role to play. We're all a big team, and at the end of the day, it takes us maybe 2 weeks to accomplish. The whole thing lasts about 2 hours, and then it's over. But you get a huge sense of accomplishment out of that.
Recommend RTA because I find they give you a great foundation of everything. They have switchers there, they have like the microphones, nice cameras. Pretty much anything you do in NSCC, we pretty much do here at CTV as well.
I can go out in the world and I don't have to just be the producer, I don't have to just be the host. If I want to get involved in a project and they need an editor, I can do that because I learned all of those skills through RTA. Working under pressure, which was good, and then also to rotate the job. So 1 week you were the director, the next week you're the producer, then you're editor, then you're shooter. There's, you know, you kind of get to do everything.
You learn all the basics of lighting, how to deal with clients, how to work with cameras, and you get the extra stuff too of how to use a switcher or technical produce and things like that.
Keep an open mind when coming into this program. There are 3 streams that you can, you know, focus on, and you'll want to focus on all 3 because each one of them has a lot to offer, and they're all very unique in their own right.
You get to do everything, and then to specialize in the second year is great. Like, you can weed out the things that you're not interested in.
This industry is always changing, and your job day to day will always be different. It'll keep you interested, even if you have ADHD. It's great.
They were really good instructors. They nurture you. They're like your parents. They want you to succeed. So they're with you every step of the way. I came all the way from Africa just to come and join the RTA program. It's a big deal.
We're pretty unique in a way because we have extremely good equipment.
Before I started the RTA program, I had never even held a camera in my hands before, and now I work at CTV and I do that for a living.
The Canada Winter Games came here, and we had the opportunity to work with Dome Productions and TSN.
TSN, their home base was at our school because we had the facility, so they took over the downstairs studio. Sometimes I look back on it and I'm going, I can't believe that I worked for TSN. Like, I just can't believe it.
This blew me away because they're dealing with fiber optic cables, good, high quality HD, and just to see them work and how they produce video, which is simply amazing.
Who gets an opportunity like that? It was incredible.
In school, we usually had standard definition, and we had cameras that could shoot high definition, but we couldn't broadcast in high definition. But again, here we have cameras that shoot in high definition and broadcast in high definition again.
Everything's going HD, and to see the jump from standard def to HD, I believe is the next biggest thing since black and white television.
You really develop skills that you might not even know that you had.
It's very hands-on. They teach you how to learn as well.
These are the theoretical things to make a TV show. Now go do it.
I've learned to be patient, to be persistent.
Time management was huge in this program.
Always show interest and be ready to learn at all times.
That's what my goal of RTA was, to just meet everybody, do everything I could, and make an impression, and hopefully make a lasting impression that would eventually lead to a job, which turns out it did.
I would totally recommend the RTA program. It's only 2 years, which means that you're getting your education and being able to go into the industry and do what you want to do and have fun at it nonetheless in only 2 years, whereas your friends and whoever else that you've known in high school who you graduated with aren't going to be done until 4 or more years.
I was a university graduate, and when I left university, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to get a job. I felt like I had learned a lot, but I wasn't set up to succeed. In the RTA program, you're set up to succeed.
I would say my biggest piece of advice would be to go into the course open-minded. When you go for your interview, obviously if you're taking radio and TV, you probably have it narrowed down. Most people might, if they want to do specifically radio or TV. But I'd say don't have any expectations, because you're going to learn about TV production, radio, and broadcast journalism. And some people go in they only focus on one and they kind of skip over the other two. And I would say keep your mind completely open, because you might end up doing something that you never expected, and it's really good to have a knowledge in all three.
It's so many grads that have gone through one stream and they end up in a totally different medium, whether going through radio and ending up in TV, or going through journalism and ending up in radio, or it definitely happens.
There are people from this course everywhere you go.
Coming into the program, didn't know anyone. Everyone here is from across Canada, really. We have someone from Vancouver, someone from Newfoundland. Like, when you come in here, you don't really know anyone, and immediately you bond with those people because you're with them all the time. So there's no getting over the fact that you were going to know these people intimately.
The community of the class was my favorite thing.
I'm actually rooming with one of the TV students. She's going to be one of my best friends.
You meet so many talented people in the program, and I still have so many networked connections with those people, and I'll have those for the rest of my career.
Your instructors actually connect you with people in the industry, and you're able to network, and before you're even out of school, you already know people in the industry. It has helped me get from walking in the door at a television station to being in a job that I've dreamed of my entire life.
You grow up watching TV and you grow up listening to the radio, but you never really know how it works. And I thought it was really interesting to learn behind the scenes. You never look at it the same again. It's very interesting now being in the industry and working with people that I grew up listening to.
The instructors that I had while I was at NSCC have continued to be mentors in my life, and that they're people that I feel like I can go to and talk to at any moment about my career and get honest advice, and that is something that is invaluable.
I chose to take RTA because I could combine a lot of my interests. I really like technology, I really like politics, I like current affairs. I thought RTA was the best way of doing that.
I chose broadcast journalism because I found it was a mix of all three parts of the program. I knew that I wanted to graduate with a balance in all three subjects. It was very challenging, but it definitely prepared me for the industry.
When you're here at RTA, you get to do hands-on learning with all this great equipment that other universities even come and use because they aren't equipped with the stuff that we have. We do TV shows, we have a radio studio that goes over the internet. Like, we have so many things that are at our disposal all the time, whenever we want them. I don't know anywhere else where you can find that.
It is an intense program, it is a challenging program. If you get through it, that does say something about who you are.
I mean, they really just take you, give you a camera, throw you to the wolves and say, get it done. And that's how you learn. A lot of other journalism programs are very theory-based and paper-based, and they write things they don't necessarily get to touch equipment and get thrown out there. This program was really good for letting you figure it out yourself and teaching you how to do things, not how to write about doing things.
Get ready and be prepared for it to take over your life. And in some ways, that's kind of what television is like.
Probably the work ethic, if anything, that's the one thing that's really stuck with me. And the great teachers and the great friendships.
The RTA family that you develop while you're in school isn't just limited to that year that you're in. No matter where you go, no matter what TV studio you walk into, no matter what radio station, even if it's somebody that's working in the competition, you're all part of a big family, and everybody really kind of wraps their arms around each other, takes care of each other, takes them under their wing, and helps them set off on their own career.
They want you to also get into the industry as well, so it's like a family helping each other, so we're good RTA family.
We all learned each other's strengths and weaknesses, and we helped each other get through things. So if I knew something else that somebody else didn't, instead of being like, I'm not going to tell you so I can advance, we actually help each other all rise all together. And it made it pretty emotional when we graduated because we see each other grow.
I majored in broadcast journalism in the RTA program, and right now I am the morning news anchor on News 95.7.
I'm graduating this year in the spring of 2014.
I'm the host and producer of Atlantic Journal on Bell Community One. I graduated from television production in 2012.
I graduated in 2013, and I am now a development coordinator.
I graduated in 2010, and I majored in radio, and now I'm the afternoon drive announcer at C100 in Halifax.
I graduated in 2011, and I work at CTV now. I am a technical producer, editor, floor director, and studio operations.
I'm a broadcast journalism student, and I'll be graduating in 2014.
I'm Anthony. I graduated the class of 1998.
I graduated in the year of 2011 from the Radio and Television Arts program with television specification, and I am currently working at Global Halifax as a technical coordinator.
Graduating year from King's Tech would have been 1981, I believe. I am morning on-air personality, FX 1019.
I'm currently majoring in television as part of the RTA program here at NSCC and graduating in 2014.
I graduated from broadcast journalism in the RTA program in 2009, and I'm currently a host of the morning news at Global Halifax, specializing in weather and traffic.
RTA wants you.